Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. We're going to be showcasing the EZA INT Mai. I know this one took a little bit of time. The same can be said for the new EZAs for Future Gohan, Trunks and Mai, and also the EZA for the Tech Trunks as well. The reason for that was I've got quite a few of them close to level 10 links. The same can be said for Mai and also the Trunks from like a week ago or so. And I was like, I might as well just wait for them to finish link leveling before I actually do videos on them. So that's why they've taken a little bit longer than usual. But as you can see, she is indeed rainbow. She is level 10 links. And we've gone for a full dodge build on her. And I'd have to say it's probably the best build you want to be using with Mai. Funny enough, I did actually already use her in one of my red zone runs. I actually do like her. For what she is useful for, I do like her. We do have her on the new Sword of Hope Trunks 200% lead just to bring her here. And of course, one thing, she's not really going to be linking that well with many units, but considering she's always going to be a slot 3 unit utilizing her dodge and support, it doesn't really matter too much how she's linking. But for the sake of the video, she's going to be on rotation. She does have 142k attack stat, 165k defense. Let's get her some orbs. And when she supers, she will be raising her defense by 30% for one turn, and she does have a 50% chance to stun. Now, a lot of these side EZAs, their whole goal, 2.17 mil, it's okay, you know, nothing amazing, you know, granted. She actually got a crit, fair enough to her. Now, her EZA isn't meant to be new best unit in the game or new best EZA in the game or be able to absolutely run rings around like the hard content like Red Zone or Shadow Dragon event or anything. But these side EZAs are meant to make units like this now usable, which is exactly what Mai is. And don't get me wrong, you can actually take her into like Red Zone and maybe Shadow Dragon event. Can it be a risk? Yes, because you're mainly relying on dodge. But because there is such a high chance for her to dodge at 70% along with a potential dodge build, which I think me and a lot of other people have gone for, it's kind of worth bringing her, especially with her support and how good it is, and the type of unit she can link to. And by link with, I mean the type of unit she's going to be surrounded with. I mean, if we quickly take a look here, we've got like the new Sword of Hope Trunks, who I believe, while a little bit shaky at 55%, is still a good unit. You have Vegeta in Trunks, you also have Tech Transform in Trunks, you have the new VB, also the new EZA Future Gohan, there's also the new Carnival LR Gohan as well. There's a decent amount of units this Mai can be linked up with and work really well with. And of course, I said the main reasons why you'll be using her is pretty much her dodge and her very good support. She does get 120% defense at the start of turn, which is the 165k she has. And then, of course, the 30% defense raise. So it's not like she's going to have that much in terms of defense. But the 70% dodge chance she does get after she super attacks, which she does have to super attack, otherwise she doesn't get it. Combined with the most likely dodge build you're going to give her, she does have quite a lot of chance to dodge while being a very good support. She is of course getting that 80% when attacking, but again, we're not really bringing her to deal damage. As you can see, 2 milli, what is that really going to do? I mean, some extra chip damage on the unit that's here to dodge, but mainly support. It all adds up, but again, that's not really why she's meant to be here. If you were to take her in ESBR and Super Battle Road, which she's very good for, because again, you'll be dodging, she'll be supporting, also getting to use that 50% chance to stun as well. So at least that makes her a bit more useful in Super Battle Road than ESBR, even though she's actually very usable in difficult content anyway. That's great. And the support she's getting is Time Travelers, Key +2 and Attack and Defense +40%, which is great. And an additional Key +1 and Attack and Defense +10% for characters are also super plus. And considering the way the Tech LR Zamasu works, with the whole like extreme class enemies mainly benefiting from him, a lot of the time you're going to be running super class allies for the most part anyway. Again, the new VB, the 2 new Carnival LRs, the EZAs, that's Key +3 and Attack and Defense +50% to some already very good units on an already stacked team. Like Future is now stacked because of this celebration. And she's buffing Time Travelers a hell of a lot because of them, or because of this. She also has a high chance of stunning the attacked enemy in her passive, which again, because of what these side EZAs are meant to be used for, which is just making older units that aren't on the Dokkan Fest levels, the LR levels, making these EZAs usable, that's a 50% chance in her passive to stun and a 50% chance to stun on SA effect. So again, when it comes to the realms or the likes of SBR and ESBR, this Mai is generally amazing for that. Like, I know it's not like the most meaningful, difficult content like Red Zone and the Shadow Dragon event, but as I said, this is not what these side EZAs are made for. And she will be very good there, because again, not only does she have a 70% chance to dodge once she supers, not only is she supporting time travelers ever so well, but 50% chance to stun on SA effect and passive. That means a lot of the time, one of the enemies, or a singular enemy, if you are facing one that has a meaty health bar, a lot of the time ain't going to be doing nothing to you while you're just raining free damage with her support. So I'm a big fan of her. It's just, you know, you can't stun in Red Zone where it really, really matters. You can't stun in the Shadow Dragon event where it really, really matters. Not only that, this also makes her so good as well, is when an enemy is hit by the character's super attack, again, she has the 70% chance of evading, but on top of that, she does gain an additional defense plus 80% when attacking, and foresees enemy super attack when HP is 70% or less, or when as a future saga category enemy. Number one, getting your HP down to 70% can be kind of difficult depending on the team and units you're using. You know, I think we've seen that with the new VB. But, you know, if there's any event to kind of get your HP low, it's going to be Red Zone, it's going to be the Shadow Dragon event. And at some points, if we'll call it the wrong right unit, which is a unit that can tank it but still take a good amount of damage, it's not overly difficult to get to it. Kind of just depends, but a lot of these units are quite tanky. But when you can get down to 70% HP, having a guaranteed scouter, no turn restriction, HP condition, yes, but getting a scouter along with her amazing support with all of her dodge, it is honestly an amazing combination, because not only is she given amazing support anyway with the key +3 and attack and defense +50%, then having a scouter in one of the most difficult events in the entire game, it makes this Mai incredibly valuable. Because then we have units like the Tech Transforming Trunks who need a little bit extra defense when he goes Super Saiyan. And I mean, we've seen it, he can stack up quick enough, but given that bit extra, so he can have extra bit of coverage along the way, Mai can do that. Letting the new LR Trunks do a bit more damage, considering how many times he can super attack, doing 10+ million attack stats depending on dupes, she's going to help him do that. And give him some extra crucial defense as well, especially at 55%, which I've seen, she can do that. It can help the new Goku and Vegeta before they fuse into Vegito have a bit extra about them while they have the damage reduction. Helps VB be an absolute monster even more so than he already is. All while, as long as your HP is at 70% or less, being able to have a permanent scouter on. So if you can maintain your HP around that threshold, Mai is going to be one of the most important units on your team, because not only is she making everyone else better, but then you can always see where the super attacks are coming from in some of the hardest hitting stages and events in the entire game. The only thing that goes against her is not only is a 70% chance dodge great, not only is having a dodge build on top of that going to give you more of a chance to do so, but while the 70% chance is really good, there are going to be some times where it doesn't click for you. And unfortunately, as you can see, or as we have seen, because she's not on rotation just yet, as we've seen with Mai, after she supers, she's going to have in the realms of like just over 200k defense, maybe 300k with the extra 80% defense when you're down at 70% HP or less. Unfortunately, that isn't anywhere near enough defense to contend with even the majority of basics in difficult content. Now again, that's not what these side EZAs are for, but she can be used in that content, and that's one thing you do have to be wary of, is you're just relying on her to dodge. And at some points that's not going to happen. She's going to take a bag of damage. If she gets supered by anyone in Red Zone, she is going to die. She will get you one shot. The same with the Shadow Dragon event. But if you don't mind depending on that, and considering she'll be in slot 3, so a lot of the time she's kind of out of harm's way, and you obviously want to utilize that amazing support, maybe the scouter as well, she's a very good option to pick. But just remember, sometimes that dodge chance won't click and she will get you caught. The only decent thing I can say about her not dodging is, I've seen Mai take basics on very early phases of Red Zone, and while she is taking 200 to 300k per basic, that's enough to get you down to the 70% HP or low, which helps two very specific things. Number one, that can actually help VB. That can help you get VB out, which is great, because that's a lot of things, or that's one of the major things that people are not a fan of. I get it. but that also gets her down to the 70% HP threshold or less, where she can have her scouter active. And again, as long as you can maintain that with kind of regaining a bit of HP with same type key spheres, you know, maybe using items, because items can be used, don't forget. You can have that scouter permanently on while Mai is doing her thing, which is dodging and of course supering. And I don't have to tell you the obvious, in the red zone stages where you can't dodge, you obviously don't want to take her. If you want to risk it, sure. But you probably don't want to be taking her, even though her support and scouter are very, very good. And the other thing which is great is, again, this whole new Dismal Future Edition of Red Zone, all of the enemies are Future Saga category enemies. So for as long as that is one of the hardest red zones in the game, which is gonna be by the way it's been going, she's constantly gonna have that scouter on and her extra 8% defense, but more importantly the scouter in that event. So whenever there are new units or you're testing out the new units they've released in the celebration in Dismal Future of Red Zone, Mai's going to permanently have that scouter up, which is a major bonus for her, and also any SBR and ESBR themes around Future Saga as well. As I said, don't forget, where you can utilize her dodge, because don't forget there are some red zone stages and events and a Shadow Dragon event where you can't. When you are relying on the dodge, sometimes it won't pop and she can get you killed. But I kind of think here and there, it's worth taking the risk to get that amazing support and that scouter. But considering what she's good for, she's going to be great in Super Battle Road ESBR, and as I've already said, and as I've already used her in Red Zone, and same could be said for some of you, I've seen it as well. She can be of value to the Future Saga category teams, the Time Travelers teams in Red Zone as well. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments of this, Mai. I do like her a lot. She's just quite a risk if she doesn't dodge. That's why you go full dodge builds. I'll see you next video, guys. Take care of the rest of your day, and peace.